Hey everybody! Well, I have a new project I'm starting, even though I have one sitting over there that's underway, the striped snake. There's a little bit of a lull in the action because that just requires periodic coming in and screwing a few pieces on. So I thought I'd start a steam and bend project. It starts with, I had these extra pieces of wood left over from former projects. This is the laminate style. Here's a couple pictures of my laminate projects. And the way we make those is by steaming and bending around a curve. So with my extra pieces, I thought I'll just make a simple one. So I took a piece of metal and I bent it using my steel table. I put it in here and twist and turn until I got this shape right here. But you can't really bend things around that because it's not stable. The reason I have this piece sitting here is because this is what you have to do to make a piece of wood art where you steam and bend. You have to take the shape like this is, and this form produced this piece of art. Now, it didn't look like much on here, did it? So you take that and you weld it to some various support braces or whatever, because as you're clamping wood to this curvy thing, you have to twist this thing and clamp it to a steel table, keep it nice and solid. So this allows me to turn it many different ways and clamp it to the table, and that way I can steam and bend. I have a steamer over there. Here's a picture of that. And it's basically a piece of ABS pipe connected to a steamer that I bought on the internet for 80 bucks. I soak the wood, I stick it in the steamer, let it sit there for an hour or so, it gets nice and soft. Then I can take it, I can bend it, even though this doesn't bend right here. It turns into a piece of, I don't know, noodle, some kind of noodle. Curves right around there, I clamp it and I come back and glue it. The reason I'm telling you all this is just as an introduction as to what this is going to be eventually. I have to figure out a way to use these various pieces of metal to make the brace, the armature if you will, that holds this thing in place. So that's the introduction. I will film various parts of it as I make this, and then we'll get into the steaming and bending part. That should come in another couple days. Alright, cool. So I made this framey thing. That didn't take very long. That was easy. Next step is we take the curve. I've got to get it on here somehow and suspend it on there. Because I need need room around here, room around there for when I bend a piece of wood around it. So maybe something about like that. And then I also need room when I turn it over. So some angle about like that. So I'm going to cut a piece that goes here, and cut a piece that goes here, and cut a piece that goes over there. That'll support it. And it'll be free to all kinds of edges to put something on. This is fun. I like doing this. All right. I'm not the world's greatest welder. You wouldn't want to inspect those welds too closely, but that will work. There you go, we have a thing. We can turn it this way. Let's see. Actually, we want to turn it this way to start. Well, we'll turn it one way or the other, and we'll get our pieces on there. So I made a few more enhancements to my armature here. I guess that's a good name for it. I added some stabilizer pieces here. There's a piece coming across here and a piece going there to stabilize that side. And then we have the same thing over here. Piece going from there to there and a stabilizer to hold that in place. And then I also added these little pieces of square tube. You can see right there. Those will be used as another form of stabilizer. Once I start wrapping pieces around here, I have two pieces of metal that go up like this, and they guide the wood so it doesn't slip off. The wood doesn't naturally want to bend, it wants to stay straight, so you have to keep clamping it in place. When I start building this, you'll see we use lots of clamps, lots of glue, more clamps, more glue. The idea is to have this thing flat where you're putting wood down so you can glue it easily, you clamp it, it's okay. So I'll do this piece, I'll clamp part of it, glue it, and I'll turn it this way, put this middle section on, clamp and glue, and we'll turn it, let's see, this way, and I'll clamp and glue this last section because it's flat and it's easy to put the gluer on there that way. And we'll just build it up similar to the stacked version, a couple pieces at a time, clamp and glue, that's what I live for. So there you go. Next step will be to show you how I steam the wood. We'll bend it around there. It's going to be great. This is fun. I like this.